What's going on? Nice guy driver. Do you guys remember Geo? Rideshare Revolution. Remember that? Welcome to my wonderful Rideshare Revolution. Geo was probably one of the top Chicago drivers. Shout out to Chicago. And I'm not from Chicago, but I wish I had that gritty attitude that they got. Geo was a beast at driving too. Geo was one of those dudes. He was kind of off-white. I don't know what nationality he is. Most likely Italian or something to that effect. Because he had dark hair. He grew his beard really thick a lot of times when he was grinding. I remember Geo used to really grind. You want to talk about somebody that started from the bottom? Geo used to drive probably easily 10 to 12 hours a day. He used to just get it in and still had the nerve to make time for his girlfriend. And every once in a while, he'll go from like super hairy to like bald face, bald head. But I think he had the ability to grow a lot of hair in his head too. But every once in a while, he'll just go bald and shave everything. But yeah, Rideshare Revolution. Later, he had to change the name because I think a company owned the name Rideshare Revolution. And then it was something gig, and he was like, hello, my wonderful gigolos and gigolettes or something like that. Towards the end, it was kind of whack towards the end. I think his channel's still around. I don't even know what the name is to even look it up. Believe it or not, the one he really disliked was the one that I found out where his whereabouts was. I don't know if you guys remember, but he always hated the entrepreneur. Like if you if you really a rideshare driver and you've been driving since, forever, you know who I'm talking about because you follow all these guys. The rideshare professors in there, the rideshare guy, that whole network. But Geo really hated the entrepreneur. I think at the time his channel was named something else. I can't remember. He really hated this guy from the Rideshare Hub. I don't know his real name. There's this guy from the Rideshare Hub. Geo always said that this dude really don't drive. He's not a real driver. He just be playing around and he's just doing it for the views. I just thought about Geo today. I don't know what it is. I was like, I wonder where this dude is. Surprisingly enough, the entrepreneur did his research. Shout out to entrepreneur. I don't want to not take any credit from him. He was the one that did his research and find out that Geo was doing some gigs off the platform. He wasn't doing Uber or Lyft anymore. He was doing some snow plowing or something to that effect. He basically weaved his way out of the rideshare business and really didn't give his YouTube subscribers an explanation. I think he just kind of like slowly stopped doing videos. I think his last video was something to do with some gig he was doing, like roadie or something like that. But I know he was totally done with Uber and Lyft, and this was a hardcore driver. You ask any of the major Uber tubers, and they will tell you this dude, they might not even like him, but he was a hardcore driver. Uber Eats, that guy, he even knows about him. Dave, the Uber slave, the rideshare professor, they all know about Geo. It's just for some reason he always hated the entrepreneur. When it was his old channel, he used to call him fat and all these other names. And I think the entrepreneur did a good video about Geo, explaining where his whereabouts was. Now, don't quote me on this, but if I go back and find his video where he was talking about Geo, I will link it below my video because I know you guys want to, you want to see more. Where's Geo? What happened to him? And I thought the entrepreneur did a really good video explaining without sounding like he was doing it as like a way to get revenge at him or anything like that. I think towards the end they kind of squashed their beef. They had a beef for a minute, but I think that towards the end they squashed it. or Gio just gave up and stopped picking on him or whatever. And he kind of just faded away. But this was one of the biggest Chicago Uber tubers out there, as far as I know. Now you see a lot of these younger generations coming out and doing like the food delivery, particularly like the DoorDash and the Uber Eats and Spark. So you're getting a lot of younger crowd. Gio's probably the last of the people that was, I don't want to say he was old. He probably was like 30, 40 something. He's probably like 40s now. I don't think he's quite in his 50s. Probably 40 something years old. Late 30s, early 40s. But he was a hardcore driver. Wouldn't it be cool if the real guy, real Gio, commented on my video? If anybody from Chicago sees this video, share it with them. I just want to show my respect. I wish I had that Chicago grind. And it was cold out there. There was days when I seen Gio just shivering, big ass coat, out there grinding, talking about, yeah, I'm out here. And you got to be hard to deal with that Chicago weather, I believe. You know, it's got to be a lot worse than what's out here. And he was grinding, still trying to make time for his girl. I don't think he had no kids yet, so he didn't have that burden. He might have had a pet or two. But he was grinding. The entrepreneur said he was doing something with snow plowing for a minute. He was his last couple of videos, he was talking about doing different apps. He was fed up with Uber and Lyft. So that should tell you, a hardcore driver, a veteran, been driving for years and years, can't deal with Uber and Lyft anymore. That's where it's going. These veterans are leaving. A lot of veterans are leaving. I believe they're always going to bring on new people. Uber is particularly, they're good at bringing on new people because the new drivers don't know that the pay sucks. They're going on videos that we talk about when we're talking about the good stuff. Even me, once in a while, I'll talk about the good stuff, and I made because I can still, with this shitty economy, on a part-time basis, make anywhere from 120 to 180 a day part-time. I'm not talking full-time. I'm talking about part-time. To a lot of people in this economy, that sounds enticing. To make 120 to 180 dollars. My best day was $180, and I believe that's after bonuses. So don't think that was just regular rides. But with bonuses, you know, your little perks, their little, you know, shady stuff where you gotta be in a certain area, sometimes you could get a good payday. Like I said, that was probably my best day in probably a couple months. It was like 180. And I don't even think it was a Friday. I want to say it was a Monday. It was like a Monday morning. It was a lot of, that was my last big day where Uber was giving out like a lot of bonuses, and I stayed within the bonus area, so I was maximizing everything I could get to make that $100 a day, and that was part-time. I think I was only on the platform for like 5 hours. That's enticing to people. That's really enticing to be able to come out here for, you know, 4 to 5 hours and make what their retail job would never pay in a day. What at retail you maybe get, what, $60 in an 8-hour shift a day, you know? And then you got to take the taxes out and all that stuff. Well, Uber, you got to take that stuff out too, but if you maximize your taxes the right way, I'm not a tax professional, so I can't tell you what to do, but all I know is it comes with starting a business outside of Uber and Lyft. Like start a physical LLC and put your money in that. Go talk to your tax professional. And there's a lot of ways you can save on taxes, especially with anything transportation, because there's just so much write-offs. We do so much. You know, we got gas, we got oil changes, we got wear and tear. If you get the right tax professional, they're going to show you how to write this stuff off. My neighbor just asked me, he was like, yeah, you actually put Uber and Lyft on your taxes? Like, yeah. You know, I got so many write-offs. I'm not worried about hiding anything from the government. It was like, are you worried about the government knowing that you got money going through your PayPal? It's going in my business account anyway. I don't understand why so much hiding what you're putting in, because there's real write-offs for this stuff. You don't have to hide anything. So what? They see what's going through my PayPal. I got to pay taxes on that anyway. You know, I don't get it sometimes. I think people are getting like bad advice, tax advice maybe. But Gio was a beast. Share this video with him. If you happen to know him, or you can get in contact with him, or because I really would love to know he's doing all right and he's hanging in there, he's getting that money. Because he was one of my favorites as far as grinding. Just before all these new guys come up and they do the videos and they put all the screenshots or what their pay was, Gio was doing it back in the day first. He was one of the first ones, like putting the screenshots. Oh, this is what I made today. Before all these new guys, though, it's probably 1 million of them now. 1 million new guys. I can't keep track. But he always hated the entrepreneur, and he really hated the dude from the Rideshare Hub. It's crazy. We went from that situation to now we got guys like the Rideshare Hustler. I don't know if you guys follow him. Not to be confused with the Rideshare Hustle, which is a white guy. The Rideshare Hustler with a ER at the end is a young black guy, probably in his 30s. And he's trying to transition out of rideshare, but he's doing it on a rideshare channel. First of all, you're calling it the Rideshare Hustler. You started out with rideshare. That's what people want to see is rideshare. You kind of got to stick to your niche. I'm learning that with YouTube. You got to stay with your same niche or it throws off everything on the channel. That's why the Nice Guy Driver channel will always be about gig economy. I don't want to say rideshare. That's why it's Nice Guy Driver, because I could do other things. I could do, I can get my own fleet one day. I could do car rental. I could do a lot of different things and still stay within the transportation niche on this channel. I'm thanking God I didn't call it rideshare or anything, because it would be kind of hard to transition. I've even transitioned from Trip. I used to promote that shady company Trip. I thought it was going to be the next big thing. And everybody was saying, I think the Rideshare Hub guy came on my channel and he was down to me. And he was telling me it was a scam. I get it. But he was going about it the wrong way. You know, bombarding the comments. People were saying it's going to kill your channel. I came back from that because I stuck to rideshare. Even though Trip ended up being a scam, it still was rideshare. So you got to stay within your niche if you're going to be on doing this stuff on YouTube. And my neighbor said something funny. He was like, aren't you afraid to get in trouble because you're talking about Uber and Lyft on YouTube? You better be careful. Guys, this money is so little. I don't even know how people could even say that to me. And you guys, some of you don't understand, because when I'm saying you can make $100 to $180 in 5 hours, it is possible, but they're forgetting about all the stuff you got to pay for. You got to pay for tires, oil changes, gas, maintenance. You constantly got to clean the car off and clean it out. And yeah, I average about maybe $20 an hour, but it's not as glamorous as some of these people on YouTube make it out to be. It's really not. You know, I'm seeing these few people out here talking about, yeah, I make $2,000 a week. How many hours are you driving? How many hours are you driving? People come on this channel all the time, and somebody did it recently. I said I made like 7 hours a week, part-time. And they did their laugh emojis and all that. Oh, I make 800 to 1,000. How many hours are you driving? Because I guarantee it's not part-time. I guarantee you're driving more hours than me. Yes, if you drive more hours, you're going to make more money, but at the expense of your car. I'm purposely only driving part-time because I don't want to wear this car out. It's bad enough I got to upgrade to a bigger car if I want to go Uber Black and go private. Why would I want to wear it out anymore? If I want to trade it in, I can't drive full time and wear it out. I could literally wear this car out in another 6 months if I drove full time. Literally. Driving part time, yeah, I'm wearing it out, but at least it's going slower. And if you're gonna talk about, oh, I make $800 to $1,000 a week, yeah, that's great, that's decent. But how many hours? They never put how many hours. Put in the comment how many hours did you drive? Because I guarantee you it's no less than 8 to 10 hours a day. You know, and yeah, you can make easily 1,000, easily 15 even sometimes 2. There's people that can make 2 because they want to be out here 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. You do the math, you can make it, but your car is gonna pay for the, you know, the wear and tear. Well, this has been a shout out and a tribute to Geo, Rideshare Revolution. I don't remember the old name, the new name he changed it to at the end. But shout out to Geo. RIP his channel, because I don't think he ever posted anymore last time I checked. I'm gonna let you guys get out here. I'm gonna finish out my day. It's my last 3 hours of the day, so I'm gonna just knock it out and then go home. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.